Hello everybody, welcome to Apogee Locomotive Works, and today I'm going to be going over some new prototypes. Now, these are all stuff that I'm working on. Stuff is going to change. There's going to be a lot of different stuff. A lot of the stuff you see here has no release date because I'm kind of bad at deadlines, I'll be honest. And, some stuff will take time, some stuff will hit roadblocks, here and there, more or less. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So, I'm going to start out with the thing that people have known about for a long time. Ooh, it's not on the desk. Whoopsie. It is, of course, the 600 V3, I think it's called. This is the atomic locomotive, and this one has been designed as a take on F-unit design. It's the 50s. We're making a 50s nuclear locomotive, wing-a-dingas everywhere. But it needs to look cool with other units, which is why I designed this one to be like an F-unit, kinda. So, the whole thing, though, with this is that I tried to make a chassis, and it was noisy, it was terrible, it derailed, it would tear itself apart, and it was really complicated. Which means I'm probably not going to do that chassis. This is going to be redesigned to fit onto a pre-manufactured chassis. Probably something like, some modern mainline thing. I don't know modern mainline diesels. Gevo? Well, it'll slap over a Gevo. What do you think of that, guys? Slap this over your Gevos. I'd do it. There's too many Gevos in this world. Next up, of course, we have this guy. What? You already know about this guy. You've made this thing a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, a few weeks ago. Months ago. A month ago? Something like that. Anyway, these are all the 44-ton shells I have. Wait, there it is. And of course, there's the other variant of the thing. But anyway, these are all shells that fit on the Bachmann 44-ton chassis. And before we go further, I want to say these only fit on the single motor Bachmann 44-tonners. That's the only one they fit on, the newest one. They don't fit on the one with the two motors. Someone bought one after someone bought one of these without realizing that they only fit on the single motor chassis, not on the dual motor, and I felt so bad. Because the guy, felt so disappointed. I felt so bad about that. I really do. I don't like making things and people realizing that they don't work on a certain chassis and then, oh no. Because it just makes me feel so terrible. So, I put on there that they only fit on the single motor chassis. But I think it's pretty clear that I need a alternate chassis to fit these on, in case, because not everyone is going to have a discontinued 44-tonner lying around. So, this is an FDM printed chassis that fits to Northwest Shortline Stanton drives. As you can see, here they are. They fit these, and they have enough articulation to, get around most interurban curves. And I don't have these available yet, even though they're basically done, because I can't get the hardware. I can't get it. I can't get them, curse you, Hillman. For some reason, I just can't get these in stock. I might have to just walk down to Home Depot and be like, hey, you see those screws? Yeah? I need 400 of them. And it just runs away, because I probably don't have that. But, regardless, here they are. They are designed for Stanton drives with a 6-foot, 6-inch wheelbase, 33-inch drivers. And this is the Apogee Loco Works Class B Northwest Shortline Stanton Drive chassis. We also have the Class A, but it's not made for anything yet. It doesn't have the hardware. It's going to be for Baldwin Westinghouse Class A's, which are a really difficult locomotive to find pictures of. And it's going to be for a lot of other smaller things. Now this one, as you can see, doesn't have that dip for the mounting. Because A, this isn't designed for... Oh my gosh, camera, earn your money. There you go. This isn't designed for a locomotive that's already designed for another chassis. And also, this is going to be for tiny things where the trucks have to be right up against each other. Kind of like an 80-ton, but stubby. So this one is going to have to go way up into the shell to fit the two, to fit the things, the trucks. So it's gonna get wacky, but this is it. This is the chassis for those smaller locomotives. Anything under 40 ton will probably be on this thing. Maybe. Next up, of course, we have pantographs, because Apogee Locomotive Works is a little railroad business, a little mono railroad business where we promote creativity and we promote kit bashing, kind of like those old roundhouse kits where you just got a box of stuff and they said, make this out of it. But but with a little bit more organization, and because kit bashing shouldn't be limited to people who've dedicated their lives to it, I mean, I'm not very good at cutting brass and stamping it, and I respect the people that can do that, but these are like garage kits. They're not meant to replace kit bashing. They're meant for you to have, okay, so here's your shell, very basic shell. Let's drill some holes in it. Let's put some handrails in it. Let's put, So they're like garage kits. You get the stuff, you get them, and you make them really cool with other technique, with what skills you have and everything. Because, you can have it like this, and they look pretty good, basic, but you can also super detail them, and they look fantastic. So I wanted to make some more options for Pantograph Racks. First one we have is this little guy, which won't focus. There we go. As you can see, it is something quite similar to our first pantograph rack design, except it has these little insulators and these little brackets. And these are just like the other ones we have. For example, just like the one we have right here, except different design with the insulators and the brackets. So those will be fun. They're not done yet. In fact, the printer that was in charge of printing the first versions of these kinda had an issue. Needs some releveling, recalibration, a lot of other stuff. Maybe even a new FEP film, I don't know. But yeah, so that one's gonna need some more work. Next one we have is something similar to what Sacramento Northern 654 has. This tiny little guy here. And I'm going to just set him on this right there. And we have a spare pantograph right here. And I'm just going to open it up so you guys can see how wonderful this little guy looks. There we go. So as you can see, it's just a small little pantograph rack, extended pantograph rack that fits kind of under the frame of the pantograph, and it looks quite nice, actually. You could have two of these, one there and one on the other side, and so yeah. Of course, these ones are in the prototype stage as well, because I wanted to make sure there wasn't anything that would be bumping on. So now it's time to make the little hole in there to mount the actual pantograph on there. So yeah, that's all the electric stuff. Oh wait, no. So small, I almost didn't see him. This is a N-scale version of our 63-ton GE box cab. As you can see, it's the Fort Dodge Des Moines and Southern version, or the LPS. No, the LPS had two other panels there. But as you can see, it has the vents, all the rivet details there. These windows actually held up quite well. I'm really impressed. And of course, this is just the prototype version, so it's basically just the same shell, but the interior frame to mount the 44-tonner chassis is gutted out, and then it's scaled down 53% into N scale. And I'll be honest, it works so well already. There's no way to mount it, and it's a bit high up, as you can see. You can kind of see the frame there. So it's not quite where I want it to be just yet. The last modifications I did in CAD were cutting out some of the pilot, because that's where it's hitting right there. Yeah, right there. So I still need to print the new version, and then once we see how low it goes, we'll be able to put in the clips. Because one thing I really love about these Kato drives is not only do they run absolutely fantastic, but they also have these little clips to mount the shells onto. And that's what made this little guy so nice, is that you take your Kato 11-109, you paint your shell for your battery mining locomotive, and then you go click, and he's done. And it looks great. Like that, you know? So I always really happy about how these kits came out, and I have a feeling that a lot of the N-scale stuff is going to be just like that. I don't model N-scale, I like to model HO, there's just a little bit more to see, and I don't, you know, I might do some N-scale, but I don't belong to an N-scale club. The only thing that I had a lot of requests for N-scale, and also Kato unit tram is a thing, and that's quite cool. We are working on this N-scale version, and we're going to do a lot of N-scale stuff with everything else. Okay, next and like basically last thing here, unless I've forgotten something else. Oh, I'll worry about him later. There, you can at least have your shroud. Last thing I want to talk about is this guy. This is going to be a fireless locomotive recharge thing, recharge station. The idea is that you put it by your power plant. Let's see, who are we going for? 4449 for demonstration reasons. And so you have your thing here. Fireless locomotive pulls up. You'd put in the flanged pipe. You'd open the valve, and you'd charge your fireless. And then you'd unclose the valves, take out the flange pipe, and then they can roll away. So, even though there is only one photo of it, of a fireless locomotive recharging station, and it's not even the center of the photo, it's like way in the back. It's like 3 whole pixels. And this is what I gotten out of it. And there's going to be a lot more detail to this, don't worry. This is just like me making sure the casting and the pipe lines up and the camera focuses. But I hope to have some rails on the side here. Oh my gosh, camera. I have to have some rails on the side. And maybe like some steps. And all that. There's a lot of stuff to this casting that needs to be done. But we're getting somewhere here. And I'm really liking how it's coming together. And this will be like my first kind of scenery detail, because, well, who else is going to make a fireless recharging station if I'm the one who makes fireless locomotive shells? But it's coming together. It's going to be a nice little thing. Only a few parts, and the actual concrete thing here, the concrete base, is going to be cast, so it gets that texture, you know, of concrete. I just dropped it. It's safe. So yeah, that's a lot of the prototypes I've been working on. Thanks for watching. I hope to get better at making these videos, better at focusing the camera, better at lighting. Hope to do this more frequently too. It's kind of a learning process. It's a lot more difficult than, for example, recording a PC, because, well, this lighting, I have so much lighting here and I haven't got a clue what I'm doing wrong. The video still looks a bit dim. And, you know, I'm not 100% professional at talking in general. So this is going to get better as I go. So thanks for bearing with me. And do take a look at ApogeeLocoWorks.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I post a lot of cool pictures of stuff running on Instagram. And yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.